Well, thousands of people at the world's busiest airport dealing with longer lines than usual for yet another day.
Yeah, it's been quite crazy there the past few days. Officials are blaming the partial government shutdown and TSA callouts as workers continue to go without pay. Atlanta News First Niamani Watson joining us here in studio. And Niamani, today seemed a bit better than the past few days.
Yeah, a bit better than what we saw yesterday. Still, we saw extremely long lines this morning, but passengers we spoke with say they're more concerned about TSA workers not getting paid than wait times. After days of long wait times at security checkpoints, passengers who arrived at Hartsfield-Jackson Atlanta International Airport after the morning rush relieved to see shorter lines Wednesday.
It was indicating North Terminal at this time of day was pretty easy.
A different scene compared to this morning as TSA lines stretched throughout the airport. Last week, TSA agents missed their first paycheck as the partial government shutdown drags on, causing a TSA staffing shortage, says General Manager Ricky Smith.
You know, the lines are longer than normal. They're longer than usual, and we expect that. We don't find that acceptable.
The airport says 34% of TSA workers called out Wednesday.
Of course, they're feeling some level of uncertainty and anxiety, and we understand that they're not getting paid.
Meanwhile, at the nation's capital, lawmakers continue to stall on a Homeland Security funding deal. Democrats are demanding a reform to ICE that includes removing agents' face masks. In a letter, White House officials say they've suggested a number of changes, like the deployment of body-worn cameras. The impasse causing a ripple effect at the world's busiest airport. And although passengers may have to wait longer than usual to board their flight, they say they're more concerned about TSA agents being able to pay their bills.
Yeah, that's sad, man, because I think they need to get paid.
Well, I wouldn't blame them for not showing up. They're not getting paid.
And officials still recommend people arriving at the airport at least 3 hours before their flight, and of course continue to check the airport's website for TSA wait times. Brooks.
Yeah, it's been amazing seeing those wait times, but of course some people don't even know to arrive early because they had no idea about the shutdown. Thanks, Niamani, we appreciate it.
I'm flying in a few weeks, so I'm hoping it's cleared up before then.